All right. That should be good. Why is this so loud? Actually, it isn't loud. I don't know what I'm listening to. Anyway, sup, ladies and gentlemen, Ackleon here, and of course, welcome back to each and every one of you. Good morning. It is 12 p.m. I guess good afternoon, actually. Although it should be morning for most of you watching. I actually wanted to go live an hour ago, but I first had to go to the shop, take in my clothes to get washed, the fucking dry cleaners, get food, and all that jazz. Remember, if you're watching this over on YouTube, hit the like button. Also, click the link in the description down below because it's just better when it's live. You know, I would much rather watch this live than watch the sort of the VOD. You know, because, yeah, the VOD's good. I'm not gonna deny that. I am a phenomenal streamer, but you can't do anything with the VOD, right? You can't talk. You can't influence the stream in any way, shape, or form. Lunari, how you doing? So it's just ask Lunari. Is it better when it's live? I think so. Lunari, yeah. I mean, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. So, as you can imagine, it's been, I've basically finished all my work. I did all my streams and shit. Well, not my streams, but I did all my thumbnails. I did all my editing. Now I'm just sort of sitting around doing fuck all, you know? CDJ, how you doing, brother? Oh, yeah. The gym was a lot of fun. Quite busy. It was actually very busy, but it was still good fun. Sub-Zero, how you doing, brother? Sorry, I'm just trying to... What did I miss? Why? Top of the morning, Old Man Mora, how you doing, bro? I'm 50-50 on that. I don't have time or interest in streams that last hours, but I enjoy being in the conversation from time to time. Lunari, I mean, it's up to every single person, right? The whole, for me at least, the thing that I do, or that I try to do for the most part, is be entertaining, give people stuff to look forward to, stuff to enjoy. But it should also be the kind of stream where if you're not interested in like coming every single day, you should absolutely not have to, you know? And if you just want to pop in and out, that should also be fine. I try not to keep people busy for too long with bullshit. Although today, I'm probably going to keep you guys busy for a long time with bullshit. Because I want to play Divinity Original Sin. So we'll play Divinity Original Sin, and then in between that, we'll react to Warhammer stuff. Like whenever I'm feeling like it, we'll react to some stuff and maybe look at some new stuff. But it's either this or I don't stream today, because I really want to play Divinity Original Sin. So it was a toss-up, and I decided, fuck it, we'll go live, and I'll just stream Divinity Original Sin. That game has me all manner of fucked up, dude. Growfile, how you doing, brother? So 136 was Reddit Warhammer Reactions Elden Ring. But no, it wasn't. No, it was. Dude, what the fuck? Alright, guys. Something's so wrong here. This is 139. That makes this stream actually number 140. Not number 137. Huh. Alright, let's change the number here very quickly. It's supposed to be number 140. So we'll do that. Do we know when Final Fantasy is continuing? I would say fairly soon. If it wasn't for Divinity Original Sin, I would probably be playing Final Fantasy today. But then I sort of got into Divinity Original Sin over the weekend, and now I've just been like wanting to no life that. That game is so good. The story in that game is so good. It's a little disgusting, actually. So it's 136, which means I need to upload 137, export that one to YouTube. Let's do that export. And then 138 needs to be exported to... We'll just do this one as part 2. Fuck it. Part 2. Save. Export that one too. Bam. Alright, and that's it. All the admin is done. How was your 5 a.m. start? Apocalypse, how you doing, bro? It was actually good. I thought I was going to be a lot more tired waking up, but I actually woke up before my alarm even went off. About 10 minutes before the alarm went off, and then the alarm went off, got ready, went to the gym, worked out. Right after the gym, went to the beach. It was still like dark, but the coffee shop, so there's like a bunch of trailers on the beach, like on Beach Road. There's like a shit ton of trailers, and all of these trailers sell coffee and cookies and snacks and shit. But we basically went to me and my brother basically went to one of these trailers, grabbed a coffee, and just sat there on one of those benches looking out over like the early morning ocean. Like the sun isn't even up yet. It's literally just starting to kind of get light outside. So you can barely see the waves coming in, and you can see sort of seagulls just sort of chilling, flying around, eating and shit. So we just sat there, had a coffee, and then came back home, showered, got ready, made a video, edited the video, uploaded the video, and all that shit. Al Valentine, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In regards to the rolling blackout yourself and my family face over there, it's mental that the UK government is apparently preparing for similar this winter. Holy shit, Al. Yeah, but to be fair, though, the West's energy problems has a lot to do with the West's stupidity. It's not so much corruption as it is just an inability to understand that whatever people want right now, there is no technology that can support it. So, for example, how many of you in chat believe that net zero emissions is a good thing? Like, we should absolutely transition to a renewable energy future. Like, we should, within the next 10 years, go full renewable. See the fish and chips right out of your hands? I mean, so far, they've not taken my fucking coffee, which is the only thing I ever have on the beach. I don't really eat when I'm at the beach, so, you know. Grofile, I'm asking a question. How many people believe that that's what should happen within the next decade? We should go full renewable. Even if it's not necessarily possible, let's say you could do it. Do you think we should? Here on the coast too. Apocalypse is fucking beautiful. If you can include nuclear in that, then yes. Patch. According to most people worldwide, nuclear should not be included in that. Seymour's, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. According to most people, nuclear shouldn't be included in the talk of the future energy project. Okay, so let me put it this way. If you think that the world should run on solar power and wind power within the next decade, you're a fucking moron. And I don't know how to say that any better. You are going to dump the world back into the fucking Bronze Age. If we're lucky. We'll probably look as if we're kind of in the Bronze Age, because we don't have the technology for it. It's as simple as that. If you want that to happen, you need to be able to build a battery solution that can last for 4 months. You need to be able to conserve enough energy and store enough energy for 4 months worth supply because of seasonal changes. If you're in the winter time, especially in Europe where it's snowing and it's cold and there's not as much sun, you're going to need energy. There's not enough lithium on Earth to build those batteries. Like, there literally isn't enough lithium to build those batteries. So it doesn't matter what you want to fucking do. We don't have the technology to go full renewable. The future, as far as I'm concerned, is nuclear, right? Now, Europe and sort of, not all of Europe, because France wasn't stupid enough to fall for this. The Germans fucking fell for a hook, line, and sinker. They're closing all of their nuclear power plants, and going full renewable. Now they're finding themselves fucked because it's like, shit, the renewables aren't working the way that they're supposed to. Shit, what are we gonna do? France is laughing, right? Because like 95% of all France's electricity is generated by nuclear power. I believe that nuclear should be the whole of our focus. I don't mind that we have solar panels and especially I think for home use. I think when you're at home, so for normal households, I think solar is very good. You should get solar panels and you should get batteries and all that shit. But I think on a country level, we should look at nuclear. Nuclear is relatively cheap over the span of its lifetime. We have shit tons of it, right? And that technology is just ripe to really kick off and supply as much power as you want. And a lot of nuclear power stations are modular. You can actually modulate how much energy you need at any given point. It's not like coal, where it's producing a set amount of energy. If you don't use all of it, it's wasted. With a lot of new nuclear power plants, you can actually change it depending on what you need. So it's a lot better, I think. But yeah, for Europe, a lot of its problems is just it went balls to the wall on this idea of we're going to go full renewable, and also we're afraid of nuclear, so fuck nuclear. And now it's realizing, wow, since Russia have cut off the fucking oil, it's becoming quite hard to actually get these windmills and solar panels to do what you need them to do. So yeah, it's sort of like you're getting the same thing I'm getting, just in your case, it's so clear who's to blame, and I don't know if they're going to be able to fix that. Geothermal is a good one as well. Hydro is a good one as well. I don't have a problem with hydro. I don't have a problem with geothermal. I do not mind if we talk about the future of our world's energy as sort of a basket of things. I don't mind that at all. I'm 100% on board with that. So if we can say, because there's so much technology. I was watching this video yesterday where I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically using the tides. So the UK uses this, Denmark, I think, uses this, Norway uses this. There's a couple of countries, actually, that use this, where they use literally the tides as they come in and out to generate electricity. That's brilliant. We should do more of that. Japan literally just made a breakthrough on turbines that literally is placed in the ocean and then uses the natural currents of the ocean to generate electricity. That's also brilliant. Because those currents are never ending, right? They just fucking always run. That's why they're currents. That's what they do. So you could definitely do that. I love that idea. I just don't like the fact that everyone seems to only think about solar and wind, and that's it. We shouldn't talk about anything else. We should just solar and wind. That's it. That's the only things we're allowed to use. Using currents, produce current. Smart. Oh yeah, Boise, very smart. Sabine Hassenfelder's video called Is Nuclear Green? I think it's important we start to become educated on energy and form an opinion as we, the people, shape the policies of government. Patches, are you saying that nuclear isn't green? Because I can tell you now that nuclear is incredibly green. There's a lot of misconceptions about what nuclear actually is. And I've watched, I'm not saying this because I think that, I've watched a number of engineers talk about nuclear and what goes into nuclear. Princess Melina, how you doing? Top of the morning to you. Maintenance is paying for nuclear, but it's base value all around. I mean, this is where I think solar and wind and stuff can really be cool. Is in, maintaining nuclear power plants. When you have to take a plant offline in order to do maintenance, you have that backup of solar and wind power to sort of make up the shortfall and stuff like this, right? I think human beings should strive for a future where we can get to equilibrium with nature. That would be the future that I would want to strive for. A future where everything we use optimally to the point where we reach equilibrium at all times. And that's going to take a long fucking time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be like, oh my God, here we are. So up until that point, the best thing we can do is sort of spread our technologies around. The one thing that I think we can all agree on is that as a society, as a world, we need to get the fuck off of coal and oil. Zucchini, how you doing? Adrian, they might, but we may have to figure out. Z Sloan, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the first time chat. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm very happy to have you here, brother. They may affect the currents, but that's what they're going to be testing now. So they're going to place one inside the ocean and then see. Because if you're lucky, right, this current is this machine is designed in such a way that it creates very little friction and also not enough to actually push or change the direction of the current. If that is the case, then hey, you're good, right? You're now generating electricity and it's not really changing the current at all. Wind farms, for example, is a good sort of, I guess, case study in some ways. Like the wind turbines doesn't actually affect the wind currents. The wind currents are still doing what the wind currents do. The question just is, what will this thing do? How big will it be? You know, how much of the current? Because if you can place it in such a way that only some of the current is caught by it, most of it is still sort of going unobstructed, maybe that's not a problem. But I don't know enough to really say, right? First day of a week off work for summer, so I'm happy. Hope you're good too, Akko. And in Japan, we use nuclear, and +1, it's super green. Prismalina, I think Japan is a good example of like very green energy. And also I like the fact that you guys seem to be making some incredible breakthroughs on the energy front as well. Nori, the problem is much of like those Earth overshoot days is very hyperbolic. Jake Reaper, how you doing? Like it's very hyperbolic. Because again, the mistake that a lot of those, so Earth overshoot day, the mistake that a lot of those make is they assume that technology is as good as it's ever going to be. This is, for example, why when people cry about, oh my God, the oceans are destroyed and we're killing the fucking ozone layer and the Earth is so dirty. It's like, hold on. We are constantly coming up with new technologies to clean the ocean, to clean the air, to reverse a lot of the damage that we have made, that we have done. That's a good thing. And I think, personally, I believe that technology is going to solve most, if not all, of our problems, especially on the environmental front. So that's why I'm not one of those people that go, oh my God, the world's ending, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't think the world is ending. I think, personally, we will solve those issues the same way we've solved many issues in the past, you know? Humans have always had a pretty difficult fucking road with technology and with the environment. And we've always found ways to save ourselves when the environment pushes back. So, yeah. Tesla's flywheel is a very efficient friction power generator that works with water currents, does not interrupt it. Nice. I mean, I'm not for a second suggesting that we're going to be able to solve the world's problems here, right? Just to be clear. We are just sort of chatting while I'm having my coffee. So no one should sit here and go, oh my God, Akalon is actually suggesting things for us to do. No, I'm not. I'm just sort of talking out of my ass. You're welcome to have your own opinions on everything I say here. We were all supposed to already be dead from the 1970s, coming Ice Age. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Metal fan from Al, how you doing, brother? I don't know what's gonna... I mean, fuck. The world is... It's such a difficult system to predict because it is a chaotic system, right? Trimit the One. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Did really appreciate that. Welcome to the most degenerate chat on Twitch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You fought too kind, sir. Here's so. How you doing, brother? How's the Warhammer life? Dude, Warhammer life is always good, you know? I don't live in the 40th millennium, so life is great. 41st millennium, actually. Life is good for me. You know, I can't wait to dive into the third part of Luton's video, though. I would go full nuclear. Waste disposal is not an issue. If we can send Tesla to Mars, why not dump nuclear waste and send it to the sun? Adrian, I mean, even if we can't send it to the sun, we're okay. We found very good ways of storing nuclear waste already. So I think we're fine. Climate change is very vague. Everything we do, including breathing, changes the climate. Thus, the deliberate change from global warming. But the health effects of pollution is ignored by authorities to protect their expensive pleasures. The health effects is the one that I think is more important, in my opinion. Gains, but nothing changed, to be honest. Who was advocating against what? So what are we doing today? Some Space Marine? Mr. Juicer? No. We're going to do Luton's third video at some point today. I don't know when yet. And we're also going to be playing some Divinity Original Sin. By the way, I'm late to the game. Just finished Well of Eternity and busy on Lord of the Clans. Can you recommend any lore books after that? Oh, it's always difficult to recommend lore books. There's a number of places online that you can find all of the sort of the chronological order that all of the books came out. I would suggest, though, if there's one book series to read for World of Warcraft, I would have started with the Chronicles 1, 2, and 3. Because the Chronicles is the updated lore as codified within World of Warcraft, at least from the perspective of the Titans. And it does actually nullify and retcon a lot of lore that came before. So reading the books that came before the Chronicles can be very misleading, because until you read the Chronicles, there's going to be a lot of lore that you believe in WoW that isn't true because the Chronicles have changed it. So I would actually start with the Chronicles, and then from there read all of the older books, because the older books still do a very good job of filling in the gaps. But the Chronicles really is the starting point, in my opinion, for all things World of Warcraft. Oswin, how you doing, bro? Final Fantasy, at some point. Right now, I'm a little bit addicted to Divinity Original Sin. I won't trust that lasting too long. I get bored quick. So maybe by tomorrow, I want to play Final Fantasy 14. So it really all depends, right? I can't really... I can't know. I do know I want to play Final Fantasy again, but if I played it now, I will sit here the whole time thinking about Divinity Original Sin 2. It's my first playthrough of it. I've never played Divinity Original Sin 2. I've never been able to get into it. I've played it at multiple points in the past. I've had the game for like 2 years now. And I will constantly like start it, kind of get into it, and then like just struggle to get bitten by it. I just don't, like, it just doesn't grip me. This is the first time that I'm actually looking forward to it. Valen, how you doing? Wow, there's so many of you awake now. What the fuck? Why are so many of you awake at the moment? Aren't you guys sleeping yet? Like, still? I think Act 1 of Divinity is the slow bit, but I think you'll be hooked into the story in Act 2 when everything starts coming together. I think I was in. From Australia. Ah, right. So it's still it's evening time for you now, isn't it? Artin 2, watching at the Remembrance and Westhammer. This guy's have a lot of good lore about 40k, and for Cadia video I recommend Temple Institute. Okay, so Silver, I will be watching those videos. Don't worry about it. Right now, I just want to finish Luton's videos first, and then I'd be very happy to jump into anything else. I don't want to jump between, because Luton's videos deals with everything, or at least this series that we're watching now deals with everything Emperor of Man and the Imperium of Man. If I now jump to like fucking Remembrance shit, I'm busy with the Imperium of Man. Let me finish that, and then I can jump to a different portion. Like, I don't mind jumping between different portions of the lore. I just don't want to interrupt a specific portion of the lore for a different portion of the lore. So I promise I will. I mean, where the hell is Imbaraki Prefecture? Is that a town, a city, or like a suburb inside a city? And I thought everyone is in Tokyo. Is that just me being incredibly dense and sort of ignorant about Japan? To understand all the Warhammer memes, there's no going back. Selenesh has you in her sights. Most of us are probably working in the office, Echo, and got your stream running on an alt-tab or phone. Brock, I'm happy to have you all here either way. Oh, King Julian, how you doing, brother? Oh, it's a province in Japan. Just a video of every Primarch origin. It's just 3 minutes every video. Silver, we will watch that, I promise. Has benefits. True. Although, I wonder sometimes if working from home isn't also a little bit, like, counterproductive. I've got COVID when I'm dying in 27-degree heat here in Ireland, so you're for some good 40k React content. Valentine, happy to have you here, bro. Sorry about the COVID. I've had it 3 times during the pandemic, so I know the feels. Have you played Disco Elysium? Wondering if I should get. Valen, I've played it. I did not like it. Apocalypse Link, please? I have not seen that. Currently, we have no load shedding planned, but there is a risk of load shedding. But there's nothing planned, like, set in stone yet. Where does this come from? Apocalypse, before I even get anywhere else, where the fuck does this come from? Because this seems like a script. CDJ, did you just gift a sub? You bastard. Duty, how you doing, bro? Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got posted to the Discord. All right. This is going to be quite the shock, I think, for a lot of people. I won't lie. It's not such a big shock for myself and for some of the mods, and then, of course, it shouldn't be such a big shock for any of the supporters of the channel. If you've been a patron or a Twitch sub for a really long time, or even a YouTube channel member, you would have heard us talking about this ever since ever since Shadowlands, actually, because this storyline that we're about to dive into was actually supposed to happen in Shadowlands already. We have contacts that sort of told us that this was coming in Shadowlands, and then also confirmed that it was cut in Shadowlands and moved forward in a way. Adrian, thank you so much for doing up. Did really appreciate that. 4 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is... Well, I'll let you guys decide how you feel about this. I can't really decide for you, but yeah, just be warned that there is at least evidence to suggest that this isn't as unbelievable as you might find it. And it's also very sad news for anyone that cares about the Night Elves or about Malfurion. But alright, let's quickly get into this. Tyrande. Now, this comes from Reddit. It's someone on Reddit that said that they found or data mined some conversation lines. Just to clear that up so everyone sort of knows what's going on, right? Let's just use this one because it's going to be easier. I'll blow it up a little. Tyrande says, Ysera, your flight needs you. We need you. Whatever the price may be for your return to Azeroth, name it. Malfurion, Tyrande, tell us. It's me. I must be the one to stay. What? Ysera knows this, though she would never ask it of me. No, we will find another way. When she gave her life for mine in Val-Shara, it was not her time, and now the balance may be restored. That's interesting. That's interesting, the line there. When she gave her life for mine in Val-Shara, it was not her time. Suggesting the universe... Now, there's a theory that's sort of backed up by some things in the lore that suggests that Fate is a lady, but also 3 sisters. So there's the Sisters of Fate, which is, I believe it was in Chronicles, but I could be wrong. But the Sisters of Fate. Fate seems to be something that actually exists in World of Warcraft, but Fate isn't just a sort of overarching plan, but rather it is an entity that sort of holds the threads of fate, assuring that everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen. So this, I think, kind of ties into that, where, as Malfurion says, when she gave her life for mine in Val-Shara, it was not her time. And now the balance may be restored. Then I will stay as well. Chandris and the others can. Tyrande. Should everything we hope come to pass, the Kaldari will need you. I am so tired, Malfurion. Do not ask this of me. After everything we have endured, my love, you have always been the strength of our people. They will follow you ever onward, and you will never be alone. Until I see you again, I will dream of the night we may truly rest together. Now, part of me, I think I should say this before we even get into it. Obviously, take all of this with an incredible grain of salt, right? Maybe a mountain of salt would be a good way to take this down. Because we knew that Malfurion was supposed to die in Shadowlands. Thrall, by the way, was also supposed to die in the Shadowlands. That was one of the reasons they decided to get Draka as one of the champions. Draka was supposed to prepare Thrall for his penultimate journey into death. That was the original plan. The original plan was basically to kill off a number of old guard characters. They, of course, decided against that. They didn't want to, for whatever reason, maybe time, they decided not to dive into that story. But now, here we are. It seems like the story of Malfurion's death is being carried forward, and they've now tied it to Ysera. Now, I should probably give a little bit of insight here, just for people that might be completely lost in the story. The Tear of Elune, the new one that was created in Ardenweald during the campaign. That tear was given to Tyrande, and Tyrande was told to take it to Mithindra. I think it's Mithindra, the daughter of Ysera. This tear is to be used to bring Ysera back, but Ysera did warn before she gave Tyrande the tear that there will be a sacrifice demanded in order to bring her back. And I speculated, this was like 2 weeks ago, that it would almost definitely have to be a soul for a soul, or souls that equals the equivalent of the soul, right? This is sort of the... So this is the price. You either have to... Well, actually, what makes this far more interesting, my speculation at the time was that they're probably going to have to sacrifice a ton of green dragons in order to bring Ysera back, because the power of her soul has to be replaced with the power of other souls. And since she is an aspect, her soul is obviously going to be worth a lot in terms of how many dragons will have to be sacrificed. Now it almost appears as if no, Fate wants things back the way it is. So Fate wanted to claim Malfurion in Val'sharah, but Ysera intervened. Instead, Ysera was claimed. Fate said, all right, that's fine, you know. It's a soul, at least. It's not the soul I want, but it is a soul. Now you want to bring back Ysera. Fate's like, nope. Nope. If you want Ysera back, I need the soul that I was supposed to take that day. Otherwise, I'm not relinquishing the soul. If Fate is indeed an actual character in the game, that is going to be very interesting to meet Fate at some point. But yes, it seems like Malfurion is being killed off in Dragonflight, which sad, but at the same time teeming with possibilities. And also, since we've seen the Shadowlands, not a big deal. I mean, I can think of worse things to happen to you than to end up in the Shadowlands. Not gonna lie. So yeah, I don't... You see, this is why I said Shadowlands was such a bad thing to have happened in World of Warcraft. Because if you told me that this is what's going to happen, yeah, before we went to the Shadowlands, and before we knew what the Shadowlands were, I would have been like, no. No. What about Malfurion? You know, what's going to happen to him? Where is he going to end up? But now that I know what Ardenweald looks like and what you do in Ardenweald, it's kind of like, all right, you know, who cares? You know, it's not like there's worse fates out there. This one seems not that bad. So yeah, I kind of mind that, but at the same time, you know, this is the story we're getting. What do you guys think of this, by the way? How do you guys feel about this? Shadowlands is a joke of an afterlife, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, 100%. It is a joke of an afterlife. 100%. I think the original version was better. I never knew what the original version was supposed to be. I just knew that he was supposed to die, but I never got told how. Which, kind of sad. I would have liked to have known how he died. Effectively, house swapping, in my opinion, in short. Pretty much, right? I can actually agree with that. It feels like it's just house swapping. He sleeps all the time anyway, so is it really that bad? Like, think about it. When you need Malfurion, where is he? He's asleep. He's just chilling. So now he's just going to be, like, sleeping in the Shadowlands. Tyrande in her Night Warrior Bloodlust was meant to... Oh, yeah. Going to try to kill Sylvanas, but Malfurion took the hit instead because she had a purpose to serve, and it wasn't for Tyrande to pass judgment, condemning her actions, but helping her to break the rage. Oh yeah, I remember that actually. That would have been a good fucking story. That would have actually been a good story. Sorry, I'm seeing Princess Melina and I think Slons talk about Japan here. I was watching a video, when was this? Yesterday, I think. No, before yesterday. Day before yesterday. About a guy from the UK dating in Japan. Like, he's talking about what it's like to date in Japan. And he starts the video by saying, don't do it. Just don't do it. Apparently, he's had so many issues dating in Japan. It is fucking surreal, bro. It was meant to be a tear of grief and remorse that broke her Night Warrior curse and create the new Elune MacGuffin. I mean, I would have had issues with how that would happen, but I guess to mirror the tear of gratitude and relief that was the Titan Pillar. I would not have made that be the thing that turns her not into a Night Warrior, though. It's difficult sometimes. Sloan, yeah. So according to this guy, the biggest issues he's faced, in order, I suppose, right? Izan, how you doing, brother? But the biggest issues he's faced is, one, a lot of Japanese girls, in his opinion, will only date you in order to speak English. So they go on Tinder, they go on these dating apps, and yes, they're very interested because, you know, you're foreign, you speak English. But then once you go on the date, you realize, actually, she doesn't want to date me at all. Like, she doesn't want a romantic relationship. She just wants to speak English. Like, he's had that a few times happen where, like, even after a few dates, like 3 or 4 dates, like, she will not touch his hand, she will not kiss him, she will not hug him, nothing. She just happily speaks. So that's been sort of weird for him. The other thing he said that was quite an adaptation is Mayo Fever. It is kind of funny though, Necronoob. Yeah, just English practice. Like, let's go on Tinder and practice English, shall we? The other one that he said that was kind of strange to him was how direct Japanese girls can be. Like, the first ever date that he was on with a Japanese girl in Japan, within like the first 10 minutes, the girl was like, so I want a long-term relationship. I don't just want to sleep with you. If you just want to sleep with me, that's not going to happen. I want to be in a very long-term relationship. We're talking at least 2-3 years here. And he was like, wait, I just sat down? Like, I don't want to plan my future with you right now. I just sat down. Fuck. You know, let's get drinks before we get to discuss the big things, you know? Just got Big Wowlor on Ian Bates' Twitter. D-Wolf, I'll check it out in a second. I've had 2 girls try this with me. The dates themselves were okay, but it was super obvious from date 1. That's amazing in my opinion. I'd rather know sooner than later if they want something long-term, if they want kids, marriage, and the other such things. I guess the third thing, and this was actually the thing that made him give up on dating in Japan completely. Now, in the Japanese girl's defense, the girl that he was on a date with was actually from mainland China. Okay? But she went to school in Japan, and she also lives in Japan. But she was from mainland China, so she's not Japanese. But he said the date started off perfectly. Fucking perfect. She's funny, she's smart, she can hold a conversation really well. And then she starts saying things. And he's like, yeah, it's an English conversation. She starts saying things. And he's like, oh, that might be a little racist. And she says more things. And he's like, oh, that's a lot of racist there. And yeah, he said literally within half an hour, the conversation went from really fun and amazing to just the most racist conversation he's ever had in his life. Like, this girl just making it very clear that, no, she doesn't like any other race. And he was like, fucking never mind. She actually told him at the end of the date, she was like, so will I see you again? And he was like, I don't think so. We'll see. And he just left. It was like, fuck, I don't know what to say here. So yeah, it was kind of funny to me. I've run into girls who want a foreign boyfriend. It's more a, look, I have a foreign boyfriend, and showing you off as like a new handbag. I've heard that too. He said that as well. At least he found out early. True. At least he did find out early. Okay, wait. You said there's lore from... D-Wolf. Did you tag me on Twitter? Most Japan people don't like outsiders. I have a friend who slept with a girl because she have a thing for outsiders, just like some guys have a thing for Asian women. I know if you marry a Japanese girl and you have kids, your kids will just never be... Your kids will just never be considered Japanese. Oh, we literally just covered this. D-Wolf. We literally just covered this. They literally just covered it. I actually want to tweet this out too. Just for shits and giggles. There'll be Hafu, and the internet says they experience hell in grade school. Jesus. I mean, you did see it, D-Wolf, so it's not the end of the world. I just want to tweet this out as well. I always forget to tweet things. I shouldn't forget about Twitter. How do I mark something again as spoiler? Can someone remember? Or does someone fucking know? Does anyone actually know? How do you mark something as a spoiler? No, not on Discord. On Twitter. Okay, never mind. I'll just do sensitive. I guess that works. It's got a sensitive flag on it. So, I guess that kind of works. That's how it should show up, right? Sensitive. I wish they had a fucking spoiler one. But, you know. What are you gonna do? Alright, there we go. Let's see how this goes, shall we? It's a beautiful country and living here is amazing. There's just stuff we think is weird. I would love to visit Japan because it is a gorgeous country. I don't know if I want to live there though. I don't know. I'm very set in my ways. And also I know nothing about the Japanese culture, so I'm pretty sure I would piss a lot of Japanese people off. I'm pretty sure I will offend so many people. just by random shit that I do, that the Japanese will be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Maybe delete that. Not a lot of people see that on Discord. Like, not a lot of people check there. So I think it should be fine. Also, it's very small, so unless someone actually clicks on it, they're probably not going to be able to see it. Zero storyline, in my opinion. In the cinematic, the Winter Queen resurrects her and says that she's now bound to this realm. It never really clarifies the status of Ysera. As far as I understood the cinematic, Ysera is back and bound to Autumnfield, but no one says he couldn't go to Azeroth. Her connection with the Emerald Dream has ended. Brock, yes, they did do a bad job of explaining it, but technically she is tied to the realm, so she can't get out of the realm. Like, she definitely can't leave the realm without great sacrifice. Someone asked me what South African goals are like. You're going to have to be more specific. When you say South African goals, what goals are you talking about? Are you talking about English South African goals? Are you talking about Afrikaans South African goals? Are you talking about black South African goals? Are you talking about colored South African goals? Which, by the way, the rest of the world thinks that's a bad word. In South Africa, it's what they refer to as themselves. Because all of that's different. If I give you the way to approach a white South African girl, that's not necessarily going to work for black girls or even English girls, because they're all different. It's like different. Actually, when it comes to black girls, it's also not one size fits all, because there's 11 tribes, like 11 black tribes in South Africa, and each one of those tribes have their own quote unquote customs and cultures, right? That have to be observed. Now, granted, a lot of modern day girls, so younger girls in their 20s, early 30s, don't observe a lot of the old school cultural things. So old school cultural things, for example, if you wanted to marry a girl, you had to go to her father and then buy her from her father. So you had to pay lobola, I think it was called. This would range, back in the old days, you would pay a bunch of cows and sheep and shit. Nowadays, those who do still observe that pay like money, depending on how much she's worth to you, right? So if she's worth a lot, you'll pay a lot. If she's not worth that much, you won't pay that much. It really depends. But then again, it's not all black girls that observe that. So don't, I guess, wait until they tell you that that's what you need to do before you just do that. Wisp, how you doing, brother? How much do I need to donate for you to make an inverted mohawk on your beard, where you just shave a straight line down the middle, splitting the beard? That won't happen. Like, you'd have to probably give me like $1,000. Wisp. I sound no. You can't just buy her, because she first has to accept you, and then you can go to her father to buy her. So she has to choose to date you, but in order to marry her, you have to buy her from her father. But like I said, that's really old custom. A lot of younger girls do not adhere to that culture or that custom anymore. I would say, for the most part, though, if you were to ask me about just generally for most South African girls, say quite direct. It's so difficult to find something that sort of ties. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I don't know how to. I genuinely don't know how to explain it to you. because there's so many different cultures. And even if you go Afrikaans schools in Cape Town versus Afrikaans schools in the north, it's different as well. But I would speak about Afrikaans schools because that's the demographic that I have the most experience with. Very direct, extremely feminine, quite traditional in their views and in the way they do things. Most of the girls that I know, they dream of getting married, becoming housewives, having children, all the rest of it. So they want a man that can provide and that isn't lazy. Laziness is really not rewarded here. And I guess semi-conservative, at least, for the most part. At least in terms of sexually incredibly conservative. Yeah, but again, that's just the people that I know. By the holy god emperor's sweaty decaying balls, it's way too hot in the Netherlands. Don't forget to drink plenty if it's hot where you are. The right, how you doing, brother? I heard somewhere on a video somewhere that South African girls had good values, but I don't know. Again, depends on the girls, but yes, I would say in general South African girls have very, very good values. I would probably agree with that. It's very cold where I am. Not gonna lie, I am very cold. So I am glad I'm not where you guys are, because fuck being hot right now. What is cold for me? All right. Right now, the temperature in South Africa is 15 degrees Celsius. It's 15 degrees Celsius right now. And it is cold. I'm wearing 2 jerseys. In England, and the heat wave is back for round 2. Yeah, you guys are so fucked. Well, welcome to hell. If you live in South Africa, it's normal. The things that you guys are complaining about right now is normal for us. Enjoy the hosepipe ban? What hosepipe ban? Wait, what? Pringles? Yeah. I'm gonna play more now, actually. What do you mean hosepipe ban? Did the UK actually ban hosepipes? $37C, Jesus. I tried Baldur's Gate 3 and it is a good game. Baldur's Gate 3 is a really good game. Fancy Melancholic, how you doing? Thanks for the first time chat, really appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Thank you. How do you feel about South Africans going to Israel and doing apartheid there? How do you feel about not knowing your fucking history? Hey, what are you even fucking talking about? We get a hosepipe ban every summer? Wait, what are you even talking about? Hosepipe ban. In other words, what? You're not allowed to have hosepipes. But why? England has so much water. Why would they not want you to water your garden? When it's sunny with no rain, they ban using hosepipes to save water. But England has a shit ton of water. It is one of the few countries in the world that doesn't actually need to save water. Lady Doors, how you doing? 34 Celsius in Barcelona? Barcelona. Nice. That is humid as well, I believe, which sucks dick. Can't use them to, like, water lawns and windows and shit now. Not on a heat wave, it all dries up. Jesus. Very dry. Scotland is more rainy. And it says insufficient water reserves. But Ireland has so much rain, though. is designed for us having a shitload of water because we have lots usually. Dude, and you guys would not survive in South Africa then. Like, we've had water restrictions in South Africa for ever since I can remember. Like, literally for as long as I can remember. We've had water restrictions. Just because South Africa is an incredibly dry country, so you kind of have to make do with, you know, whatever you have. Favorite bands to listen to? Valen, I don't listen to a lot of music. Outside of stream, I actually never listen to music. So I'll be honest with you, I don't find the joy in music that other people do. I find it mainly just to be fucking noisy and distracting from what I actually want to do is just think. So I don't listen to music. When I'm not sort of doing anything, when I'm not working, I listen to podcasts and stuff. But yeah, I don't listen to music. That said, though, if you were to push me for my favorite bands, it would be Queen, Linkin Park, Metallica, Slipknot, Five Finger Death Punch. Like, this is when I go through, like, there's moments where I will go through, like, listening to music for a bit. It is rare, but it does happen. Pink. I do like a bit of Pink every once in a while. Only some of her songs, though. Not all of them, but there are some of Pink's songs that's kind of cool. Meatloaf, very good band. I can't remember what else. I would probably... There is probably more, I just can't remember them, really. Frozen Sodium Throne this week. Valen, no Frozen Sodium Throne this week. Rurikon has summer holiday with his kids. His kids are at home, so they're keeping him very busy. And now there's also a new patch on Monster Hunter that he needs to work on in between taking care of the kids. So probably next week. We'll be back next week. To have music to function at work. Power Pig, I hate listening to music while I'm busy with something else. Isn't it frozen out? Scottish people melt after a certain temperature. I'd probably die in South Africa. Okay, it depends. You get used to the heat. It's not that bad. It really isn't. But no, I can't focus on two things at the same time. I need to do one thing and then only do that one thing. So whatever I'm doing, I like to focus on that thing instead of fucking listening to music and then getting distracted. I hate being distracted. What returns next week? King Julian, didn't you fucking listen? The podcast returns next week. Swanky Tiger, how you doing? Did you see the Warlock talent trees yet? Wait, the Warlock talent trees are out? I did not know that they were out already. I was still waiting for them. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to... I'll check them out then. We'll check them out in a bit. Because I am actually quite excited to see what the Warlock talent trees look like. Although I hate looking at talent trees just because if I can't taste them out or actually play them, what's the fucking point, you know? There's not much I can learn from just looking at them. Or that heat needs something to be channeled into. By the way, Luton09 just released a new video on the Emperor 3 days ago, so there's 4 parts now. Jesus, how can there be 4 parts? Like, those other videos are years old.
The stone gargoyle trains glistening agate eyes upon you. Its jaws creak open, raining dust as it begins to speak.
You are not Brachus Rex.
Admit you aren't. Show the gargoyle the ring of the Source King. Haha.
Welcome home, Master.
Well, well, well. You just let me in, just like that. Just like that. Bro, I was afraid I was gonna have to go through a lot of shit in order to get in here. But I'm glad to see that that was not the fucking case. Alright, let's see. Where are we heading? Is this how we got in? I don't know what I'm supposed to do in here, though.
The door won't budge. And the lock is of a type I've never encountered outside this maze. Curious.
Huh. Then how the fuck am I supposed to get in here? Is there a way maybe to... I wonder, hold up. Is there a way to maybe teleport inside and open the gate? There has to be, right? Do any of you sit and paint miniatures of Warhammer while listening to Akko react to Warhammer lore? I don't know. Just an ocean coast? The clear way there? Ah, okay. I have to be able to get in here, right? There has to be a way to get in here. I just need to find it. Who the fuck is this? How do I get there? Because that guy seems to be kind of fucked. Was I supposed to have maybe a story of some kind here? Like, was there something that was supposed to lead me here? The ring you had skipped the puzzle. Yeah, but the puzzle basically means I can't go anywhere. Without the puzzle, I can't get anywhere. Or is this where I have to be?
Your inmates have long awaited your return.
Okay, never mind.
Your Highness. Welcome back.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Thank you very much, Sloan. Really appreciate that. Okay, we're in... inside his tower. Fantasy or 40k better? I prefer 40k. Although there's different people that will believe different things, really.
You see two skeletons sitting at a table, cards in hand. They creak and turn to stare at you.
Why, my darling? Just simple necromancers. Simple, dead, cursed necromancers.
Wonder what they're doing here. Ask what they did in life. They seem to have been trapped here for a long time. Ask if you can help.
It's been a long time since I've had something worth nibbling. Your source, though? I reckon that'll sustain me for a long, long time.
I don't have strength. Smile. If they think Brachus was bad, they should see your curses. If you want to do the puzzle, you can, but you'll have to do some horse shit to get back into the puzzle area. I mean, does it really matter? Let's try a strength persuasion. Oh shit, it worked. Where's the other skeleton though? It says I see two skeletons. I only see one. This one's kind of fucked. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do the burning guy. Is the burning guy part of inside here, though? Or can I do the burning guy afterwards? Stormcast Eternals are pretty neat, but they're just fantasy space marines. I love how there's an entire fucking 40k conversation happening here. Oh shit, here's another zombie. Alright, these are the big doors that I need to get into. For what purpose, I do not know. Dude, this Brachus Rex guy really like building creepy shit. I think maybe this one has the key. Let's see.
You see a skeleton sitting alone at a table.
Why, my darling? Just simple necromancers. Simple, dead, cursed.
Kind of a pain in the butt to
necromancers.
finish. I had to look it up online. I got the Silent King model. It's beautiful. Nice. If you're into medieval stuff like knights, you'll prefer fantasy. But if you're into machines, tanks... Dude, 40k is better. Hands down, 40k is
We
better.
were tinkerers, if you like. We made this and that. The odd tool, the odd trap, the odd weapon of mass murder. Whatever Brachus desired. The Shriekers were a favourite of Brachus's. He found the plans for 'em in some dusty place. Ancient and cracked they were, but full of promise.
So he also found them.
Gratiana told her master that we were to stab him in the back. That trollop has the morals of a wasp. Not that she were wrong. mind you.
I don't know. From what I can tell, to some extent, yes. Although it... Like, fantasy seems to have a bit more peace. It doesn't seem to be just war, 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 war. Silent King is the leader of the Necrons. He was the one who doomed them to their fate and made the deal with the Catan. He led the rebellion and shattered the Star Gods, then freed his people from forced servitude before going into self-imposed exile. Oh. Gratiana, ask what they mean the priestess of Amadia.
Priestess of Amadia? I've known cheese more holy than her. She were the one that helped Brachus to power and led him down his dark path. It's been a long time since I've had something worth nibbling. Your source, though? I've had 1,000 years of chatter. No, honey, it's time for action.
Okay, it's fight time. We'll kill this weird one quickly. Good job. What the fuck? Wait, how many movement points does she have, though? And why do they get to go first? I don't understand. Okay, let's infect you. And then... For you, I think I'm just gonna fucking run away, because fuck you. Ah! Cloak and dagger style. Right behind her. Look at this, people. Look at this. This is how you blow someone the fuck up. Easy. Easy. He's back for us and interacted with Dante, but not made his presence to the Necrons so much yet. Atoning for his crimes against these people. Wait, did he have crimes against these people? There we go. Okay, I have the key now. I think the key opens this door. Yes. I'm a little afraid of just... Wait, what the fuck? I thought I had literally just killed her. Pretty sure I just took that one down. Okay, where's the zombie? Sup, zombie bitch? Let's talk.
You approach the still body. and see its nostrils flaring. Long dead eyes rise to meet yours.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that was a crime. If you're talking about you guys are still talking about the Silent King, right? Why would that be a crime? He didn't know that the Catan was going to imprison his people. It was a mistake. At best, it was a fucking mistake. Krasen is the base Necron? He considers it a crime. Well,
As you lean in close,
he's a
it
moron.
lurches forward. Its arms thrash against the cage bars as it tries to reach you. Looks like it hasn't been fed in a very long time.
Did he actually know? Okay, that changes things a little. Legend of the Blood Rose. Wait, what is this? Read. Legend tells of the most precious rose, the blood rose, prized by kings and men from ancient times. The blood rose grows only in soil suffused with suffering and fertilized with filth. In the days of Brachus Rex, the rose was grown using methods esoteric and vile, the only methods proven to grow the rare blossom. The perfumer Awanel persuaded Brachus to bury the bones of the tortured dead within a deep cave. He sowed the seeds within their emptied skulls, watered with the tears of the tortured living. In such a soil, the blood rose flourished. The scholars say that even today, were you to find this mythical cavern, the roses would grow there still. That is kind of fucking sus, bro. Just thought, Akalon, you need a pet. A cat or maybe a little pug or something? What do you think? Swanky Tiger, are you talking endgame or are you talking IRL? Did we read this yesterday? Yes. Okay, we read this. IRL. I have 2 dogs, bro. I have 2 pooches. IRL? I have a Labrador and I have a Jack Russell. What else do we? Jar of maggots. These things are so pricey. I don't know what you use it for, but fuck it. Oof. Locked. Worm Trimmer Skill Book. Ooh. Ooh. Geomonster. Worm Trimmer could be good for... Maybe my tank can use that? Well, not tank, but you know. Yeah, Jack Russell Terrier. He stares at me all the time. I mean, the one that I have is really fucking naughty. Like, seriously naughty. But, yes. I forgot I have gear. Don't want to put on the corrupted things yet. Don't have enough intelligence for this yet either. Fuck. These are shields. These boots should be good, I think. Yeah. Get those boots up and running. Oh shit, I forgot I have so many necklaces as well. Quickly check this, chat. The super hyperite? Yes. Yes. The Labrador is actually my favorite, not gonna lie. I do prefer the lab. The lab is so much more chill. Especially now, as they're growing older, the lab is just such a chill pooch, man. They can hear you? What, my dogs? I would be surprised if they can hear me. That story seems over, although maybe more Necron lore. The Infinite and Divine ended with their ruling council being dissolved. So things are changing. Swanky Tiger, they're outside. They don't come into the house. They only sleep in the house at night, especially now that it's cold. But I don't bring them into the house otherwise. I'm allergic, so it is best if they stay outside. Plus, they get super bored in the house. And when I say super bored, I mean we let them in at night because it's kind of cold now, right? And we don't want them to sleep outside because it's too cold. But they'll be sort of very happy for like half an hour inside. And then both of them go lie literally in front of the door to go to the outside until bedtime. Like, they'll just lie there. And as soon as you make your way towards them, they jump up and they're like, oh my god, he's going to open the door. He's going to open the door. We can go outside. And you're like, no. You guys stay inside. And like, So they prefer to be outside. Much more so than inside. Okay, so what do we give him? Earth damage. Yeah, why not? Let's give him a little bit of earth damage there. Are you guys having fun? Having your own fucking conversation in chat? Like, literally just chatting about Warhammer stuff. Someone told me you can combine spellbooks. Warhammer stuff is the future. Necrons are so much cooler than the Imperium. Oh, by the way, you guys remember yesterday, Samurai gifted me a game? Enjoy catching your streams. How you doing, dude? Astrovan, how you doing, brother? We don't need you, Mr. Strummer. Go back to your game and let the Enlightened continue uninterrupted. Alright, fine. Fuck you guys. Spellbooks to make new skills, but it's not all of them. It only works with some of them. I want them to work with me now, though. But no, I still have a lot of stuff that I can learn, so... Ooh, Supernova. Explode, creating fire surfaces and dealing 134 fire damage in a large area around you, except areas blocked by obstacles. Like that. That should be fine. We'll watch some Warhammer stuff in a minute. Let me just have my fun here, and then we can watch some Warhammer shit. Why did I send this to Fane? It would have been much better if I sent this straight to him. I think he can do much more with this. At least for now. I have a suggestion for Warhammer stuff when you're ready. Then, oh man, we already have videos that we have to watch. I'm going single type damage as much as possible. Although, like this guy, I'll probably do slight mix, but mostly gear mixed. So I am gonna go mostly for gear mix. Not so much in terms of like spell mixes. Servanthood. The one I have is better, so we'll add this to wares. Requires polymorph. Polymorph is gonna go for... Actually, the rogue will do polymorph, I think. Like, do you know much about Treason? I only know the name. Man's slow at reacting to stuff. It took 6 years of me requesting Warhammer for him to look at it. Yeah, we'll get there, chat. Don't worry about it. Like, I will eventually get there, I promise. You gotta take your time with these things, you know? You gotta take your time. There's no use in rushing shit. You know, I've learned throughout my many years, it's sometimes you just gotta take a break, you know? Sit down, play some video games, have some fun. That sort of thing. Where's all my fucking necklaces? I had so many of them, and now it seems I have none. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, here we go. I thought something was wrong here. You get that one. That's for you. And you, Sabine, you get... Not the ranged one. That's shit. We'll give you that one. Get a little bit more crit there. Juggernaut, how you doing, brother? Hey, did you ever beat Mr. Horsey, Big Sword in Elden Ring? Yes. Yes, we took down the big guy. It took a while, but we did get him down. Oh, but Astro, this is what I wanted to tell you. Look at what I got. This was sent to me as a gift. So I got gifted this yesterday. Space Marine, bro. This was gifted by Samurai. We've got the anniversary edition of Space Marine 1. So we'll probably be playing this at some point. Zeech ruins the life of his followers for giggles? True. Zeech is the only Chaos God I have not reacted to yet, but I am also gonna have to jump into the normal, like into the 40k Chaos Gods, because I've only so far reacted to the I've only reacted to the fantasy Chaos Gods. Awesome Chaos God? I know they're the same, but they do have differences. I think if I watched videos about the 40k versions, there's definitely going to be some differences in how they affect the world around them. So, maybe not differences in their realm, but definitely in how they affect things and also the history that they will have with the people. Which is the thing that I get most excited for. Is the effects that they have on the people around them. And Warhammer Online was fun. Okay, what am I not getting here? What gear do I not have yet? I don't need this stuff. I don't need this. What's this? Broilers. Gives telekinesis. Don't need this. +1 to summoning. What necklace do I currently have? Divine necklace. Ah, it's actually not a bad necklace, is it? But I don't want it. Fuck it. Oh, shit. Add to wares. Add to wares. Belt. Why am I not wearing this belt yet? Yeah, fuck yeah. Still have 2 collector's editions of Warhammer Online. One still sealed. That game was my jam. Holy shit. Collector's editions. Do you like games like Civilization 5? I do. I love city builders. It's actually some of my favorite shit to play is city builders. What would you guys say is better? Finesse or scoundrel on your rogue? Would you go for finesse or would you go for scoundrel instead? I don't care about the range bet. Of course I'm a VTuber. This is not the real me. In real life, I'm skinny with a six-pack. This is just the render. I could probably add this to wares as well. This can go to wares as well. This can go to wares as well. Can these two go to wares? Which one of these? Actually, I'll... Hedgehog of the Fortress. Let's put this one to wares. Add to wares. His name was Malice, the anti-chaos god. The percent returns are different. I think it's always better to go the main stat over the skill, so finesse should have better returns for you. Warhammer Civ 5? Gladius Relics of War. I'll check it out. I am a huge fan of... Okay, so you say finesse would be better. Okay, so let's go finesse then. Fuck it. But then do we have someone that doesn't have a necklace yet? Or maybe someone that has a shit necklace? Because scoundrel isn't bad. No, not really. So this goes to wares too. And both of these goes to wares as well. I'm just trying to clear up my bags very quickly because this is hell. Okay, now we can continue chat. I'm ready. Medium at best. Give me a second, my phone's ringing. Hello? Fucking insurance companies, bro. Fuck! I hate them. Hello, sorry to disturb you. It's whoever the fuck from My Way Insurance. I'm like, no, I don't care. Bye. And then I blocked their fucking assholes. Bro, I hate telemarketers so much. Like, so much. So I have another question. Should I pick up the crafting Bible? Because I know you can also combine crafting books in order to open more recipes. Should I pick these up? In a long and occasionally rambling tome, Hubert waxes lyrical about the Dwarven kingdom and its increasingly large diaspora, whose existence and at times precarious situation he blames squarely on the Dwarven royals, all the way back down the royal line to 10x himself, and their combination of reckless hubris and feckless strategic incompetence. Telesales agent and manager, Apocalypse, then you can feel fucking called out with all my love, bro. With all my fucking love. I hate telemarketers. It is a scourge and a bane on the human fucking race. For a couple of reasons, but mainly, the only people that buy something off a telemarketer are stupid fucks that, in my opinion, most likely contribute to the growing economic turmoil of the world around us because they don't have a fucking clue how money works. If anyone phones me and they're like, oh, have you heard about that? I'm like, no, I don't care. Fuck off. If your product was good enough, you wouldn't need to call me. Like, if your product was actually worth something, I would know about it already. A phone call would have been unnecessary. So go fuck yourself. You have to talk about your insurance? No, for the Emperor. Just say yes and race with them. Dude, I don't even have the time for that. Like, fuck them. So, here's the thing about South Africa, Brock. According to our laws, this was recent. It was like 5-6 months ago. They passed a law that effectively made it illegal to phone people, for telemarketers to phone people. It is effectively illegal. No one gives a shit. Why? Because they know that who am I going to call to complain? I can't phone anyone. So I just have to kind of accept the fact that fuck my life. Here I am. The cunts are calling again. Yeah, it is ever so annoying. Okay, what are we missing? We must be missing something. There has to be a key for this zombie. But I'm not seeing it. Are you? Chat, are you guys seeing a key? Actually, I don't need the key for the zombie. What I need is the key for that gate. Let's see. I need the key for the gate. So... oh no, I'm fucking cursed. Mother of... okay, fine, you bastard. That should have removed the curse, right? It did remove the curse. Nice. Home phone line, I only use mobile phones, that's it. Dude, this is a mobile phone. That's where they phone me. On my mobile. 3 calls of you saying, do not call, remove my number. You can effectively pursue them legally for harassment. And as a streamer, the longer you stay on the phone with them, telling them to stop, the more you can charge an extortionate rate of lost earnings. So, Apocalypse, that is not how it works in South Africa. It's really not how it works in South Africa. So, remember, we don't have... Juggernaut, this is Divinity Original Sin 2. The same guys who made, or who is making Baldur's Gate 3, this is their game before they got the contract, or the IP to do Baldur's Gate. In South Africa, because we don't have a jury system, you don't really get big moolah whenever you win a court case. We have one judge that sits and listens, and then the judge decides, right? Yeah, we don't do jury trials in South Africa. We have a single judge that listens to the case and then decides based on the law. So emotion really means nothing in South Africa. Like, literally nothing. I had a friend who was... I had a friend who's a lawyer, and I asked her, look, can you be, like... couldn't you play on emotions? And she's like, no. If you got emotional at all, the judge would literally be like, what's the law? What's the law? You can't argue emotions. You can't argue, oh my God, but it was so bad for him. The judge does not give a fuck. All you do as a lawyer in court is you go, okay, the guy did this, this, and this according to our laws and according to how our high court interpret these laws. The guy broke this, 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 and this law. His attorney will then go, well, according to those interpretations, this is what he did, and this is why he can be forgiven. And the judge simply looks at the case based on the law and goes, yep, okay, guilty, not guilty. And then, you know, some hands out their fucking their judgment. What if your dog stepped on a bee? No, that's not. You're gonna get. So for example, you guys know the frivolous lawsuits that come up in America? Like, people will sue. There was a lady who sued McDonald's because her coffee burnt her. The coffee was hot, so she sued McDonald's because the coffee was too hot. If you did that in South Africa, the judge would literally tell you to fuck off. Like, you would get nowhere. It literally, the judge would be like, no, you ordered coffee. Coffee is hot. She got third-degree burns? Yes, but that's because she put the cup, I think, between her legs. I mean, McDonald's in South Africa has some pretty good coffee, though. Case, though, it's coffee. It's going to be hot. Well, I think because of that lawsuit, McDonald's was actually forced to put on their cups of coffee, may be hot. To pay the medical bills, and they offered her, like, a $10 coupon. She also spilled it on herself, but in the US, we do not have any self-responsibility. In my opinion, that lady should not even have gotten the $10 fucking coupon. If I order coffee, I know that coffee is hot. I know that I literally ordered the fucking coffee, and I did not say, hey, can you also make it frozen? Right? I didn't ask for cold coffee. I asked for coffee. Coffee, as it were, is made traditionally by boiling the kettle and then throwing that into a fucking cup. By definition, it is hot. So if you got burned from that, that's your own fucking stupidity. You're a moron. That's what you are. And the judge is a fucking asshole for saying anything other. In South Africa, that judge would have listened to the lady and would have told her, you're a moron. Go home. Fuck off. We don't care. Because McDonald's didn't break any laws. Like, there's, at least at the time, I don't even think there is any laws about it right now. But at the time, there were no laws in South Africa against, like, forcing companies to put warning labels on containers that they're hot or cold or whatever the fuck, right? So, in that case, McDonald's would have broken no laws, and therefore the judge would have been like, no.
The heavy gauntlets are cold to the touch. A prickle travels up the back of your neck, warning that you're being watched.
Warn people who came within 5 meters of a spilled drink to watch their step, and none of them bothered to clean it up. I was head of a lawsuit. So that label would have saved her? Yeah, sure. Libec's attorneys argued that at 180, 190 Fahrenheit, 82, 88 Celsius, McDonald's coffee was boiling hot and more likely to cause serious injury than coffee served at any other establishment. I'm sure that there could have been a case made for too fucking hot, right? In which case, I guess, let's just quickly see here.
The McDonald's coffee cup case.
Alright, you know what? Fuck you guys. We will now watch a lawyer explain to us why the case wasn't ridiculous. Why you can absolutely say it was fine. I just want to point out, this is a lawyer that is sort of arguing for his own career. So, you know, that needs to be said.
The McDonald's coffee cup case, the case where the aunt sued her nephew for hugging her. These are all examples of the most ridiculous, frivolous
Family newsletter was suing her 12-year-old nephew for breaking her wrist. Dude, the US is so fucked, man. Like, also, what's wrong with you that a hug breaks your wrist?
lawsuits ever. Or are they? One of the hallmarks of the American legal system is that if you've been injured, you have the right to have your grievance heard in a court of law. Of course, one of the downsides of the American legal system is that if you haven't been injured, you also have the right to have your grievance heard in a court of law. But not every newsroom or TV show has a legal consultant on hand, so they often leave out key details and nuances about particular cases, and they have a hard time determining which ones are which. And occasionally, these sensational headlines that focus only on the dollar amounts can sometimes give people the wrong impression about the merits of the case. So today we're going to discuss some of the most frivolous lawsuits that actually might not have been so frivolous after all.
So I will say this just as a general. I want to throw it out there so that everyone knows where I fucking stand on this thing. I do not believe that whether legally the case is considered frivolous or not, I would agree with the outcome either way. Because if we're talking about a philosophical point, so we're talking about what is philosophically right or wrong, if you get burnt due to coffee being hot, that's your own fucking fault. End of discussion. You had coffee, the coffee was too fucking hot, it burnt you. Also, I've had McDonald's coffee before. In the container that it comes in, you get to feel that, oh my God, this is really hot. Like, I am really struggling to hold this. It is so hot. And then you could give it back to them and be like, oh, that's really hot. I don't think I want it that hot. Give me something that's a little bit, blow on it a couple of times, please. You know, whatever the fucking case may be. But I think from a philosophical standpoint, if you get burnt by coffee, it's your fucking fault.
And of course, if we're discussing lawsuits that have been labeled as frivolous, but actually might have a kernel of truth to them, there is no better place to start than the frivolous lawsuit that is, of course, the McDonald's coffee cup lawsuit. So let's start this discussion with the story of Stella Liebeck, the woman who spilled scalding hot McDonald's coffee on her lap and sued the restaurant. Now, here are the facts, as you might not have ever heard them before. On February 27th, 1992, Stella Liebeck, then a 79-year-old woman from Albuquerque, New Mexico, ordered a cup of McDonald's coffee at the drive-thru window. Liebeck.
Why is installing 5G towers an essential service? I love how someone just thought, fuck it, the people going to McDonald's needs to ponder this question.
Was sitting in the passenger seat of her parked car as her grandson stepped inside to grab some cream and sugar. Since the car had no cup holders, Liebeck placed the coffee cup between her knees and pulled to open the lid. She then spilled the entire cup of scalding hot coffee on her lap, causing third-degree burns on her thighs, buttocks, and groin.
All I remember is trying to get out of the car. I screamed, not realizing I was burned that bad. I knew I was in terrible pain.
She was actually hospitalized for 8 days and underwent skin grafting. Liebeck was permanently disfigured after the incident and was partially disabled for 2 years. Some of the trial exhibits that
I mean, partially disabled at 79 though. What was she gonna do before and run the fucking marathon?
hospitalized for 8 days and underwent skin grafting. Liebeck was permanently disfigured after the incident and was partially disabled for 2 years. Some of the trial exhibits that were used in this particular case shine a light on just how devastating her injuries were. Now, of course, Liebeck sued McDonald's, accusing the company of gross negligence and for selling coffee that was, quote, unreasonably dangerous and defectively manufactured. At trial, it was uncovered that McDonald's had been serving coffee between 180 and 190 degrees Fahrenheit, much higher than the industry norm, and which expert testimony revealed could cause third-degree burns.
But, okay, so McDonald's have always been serving coffee that hot, right? Or is this like a new thing? Was it on that day that the coffee was just so fucking hot that you could barely drink it? In Valin and Celsius, that's about 80, 82, like 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, I guess. yeah, the American fucking boiling system doesn't work. Well, according to them, during the trial, they found that that's what McDonald's serves it as, right?
Manufactured. At trial, it was uncovered that McDonald's had been serving coffee between 100
Had been serving, which would suggest that's sort of that's what they always served it as.
180 and 190 degrees Fahrenheit, much higher than the industry norm, and which expert testimony revealed could cause third-degree burns in as little as 2 seconds.
I want to see something here. Average temp of coffee. Let's fucking see. Average temp of coffee. The ideal coffee temperature. This is how hot it should be. According to the National Coffee Association of the USA, which many large companies in the food and beverage industry listen to, coffee should be served at around 180 to 185 Fahrenheit.
Dangerous and defectively manufactured. At trial, it was uncovered that McDonald's had been serving coffee between 180 and 190.
Bro, that's like almost the fucking same though. Like, the National Coffee Association of the USA suggests that coffee needs to be sold at 180 to 185 Fahrenheit. They uncovered that it was between 180 and 190 Fahrenheit, which is a 5-degree difference. Sure, that 5 degrees can make a massive difference, I guess. But I don't understand. Anyways, let's keep watching, I guess.
90 degrees Fahrenheit, much higher than the industry norm, and which expert testimony revealed could cause third-degree burns in as little as 2 seconds. Other internal documents obtained from McDonald's showed that between 1982 and 1992, the company had received more than 700 reports of people being burned by their coffee, with McDonald's having settled claims from said injuries for more than $500,000. In this case, the jury awarded Liebeck $200,000 in compensatory damages, but reduced that by 20% to $160,000 to account for her own negligence in spilling on herself. The jury also awarded her $2.7 million based on her attorney's suggestion to penalize McDonald's for 2 days worth of coffee revenue, or about $1.35 million per day. The punitive damage awards was supported by the discovery that 700 people had been previously burned by hot coffee, demonstrating that the company had actual knowledge that the coffee was being served to.
Dude, oh my God. What's the first thing you do when you order coffee? So you're sitting at the drive-thru, right? They hand you your coffee. Now you have your coffee. What's the first thing you do? Okay, so here's what I never do. Never. I don't go, oh, thank you. No, because they just handed me most likely a scalding hot cup of fucking coffee. So what I usually do is, I actually have a cup here. I take the cup, right? Take the cup, and then I do this. I remove the lid from the cup, like so, and then I'll blow on it. I'll blow on it to see, hey, how hot is this? Is this actually drinkable? And I'll give it a minute, I'll give it a minute. Just let it cool off. It was just fucking made. Lit off, waiting for the creamer. Her grandson went inside to get. Apocalypse, that's still, I would say, 100% her fault. Like, 100%. Look, if she was waiting inside McDonald's and the dude who brought her the coffee threw the coffee on her, I would say, yeah, that's like McDonald's fault, right? McDonald's is throwing fucking coffee at their customers. That is scalding hot. They should not be doing this. But she held the coffee cup. She might, spilled it on herself. I'm sorry, but fuck. Why are we as human beings, why are we not allowed to think for ourselves? Steel's out, how you doing, bro? And on the news, floor is made floor. True. By the way, thanks for the person chat. They really appreciate that.
too hot but failed to remedy the issue. The judge reduced the punitive damages to 3 times compensatory damages, or $480,000, for a total judgment of $640,000. This decision was appealed, but the parties settled for an undisclosed amount of probably less than $600,000. Now, if prior to watching this video you thought that this was a case about a clumsy, greedy woman trying to get rich quick over her own mistake, you're probably not alone. Thanks to a perfect storm of shortened news reports and outraged political conservatives who use the case to advocate for sharp limits on tort lawsuits, so-called tort reform, the general public was really misinformed about the nature of this case.
She spilled hot coffee on her lap while sitting in her car and claimed it was too hot. Every day we hear about another outrageous lawsuit.
As a result, the general public wrongly believed Liebeck spilled coffee while she was driving her car. She was in fact just a passenger in a parked car, and that the injuries were minor. She was in fact permanently disfigured. Late-night comedians and sitcoms have also heavily parodied the case, contributing to the false image. Not to sue them at all. She originally requested only $20,000 to cover her medical bills and lost income.
This is the problem with a system that makes it so easy to sue. So in South Africa, it's incredibly difficult to sue someone.